Is Cobra Kai or Only the Strong?
Well, it's got to be, okay. It's got to be Cobra Kai because you have two characters with some inner turmoil. You have that story. So in this one, what makes it interesting is that Johnny and, oh crap, I've watched all of Cobra Kai, but I'm blanking on the guy's name. Mr. Van Halen. I forget, who's the guy's name from Cobra Kai?
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, you haven't watched Cobra Kai?
Not yet.
It's really good. Oh, so I don't want to give anything away, but it's, you have, Daniel and Johnny. I messed up all their names. They had their history together, but then you bring in Miguel and other students. And then, you know what's interesting about that is all their choices, these two guys' choices, they rain down on the younger students and affect them. And so there's this interesting sprawling story about this feud that also really hurts the lives of others. And I have a theory that Cobra Kai is the same 3 episodes on repeat. Watch it and you'll understand exactly what I'm saying, but it's addicting and I've watched it all. The problem with Only the Strong is, where's the conflict coming from? So you bring back Dacascos. I mean, is Severio out of prison now? Because he would just blow him up.
No, that was arson and manslaughter.
Yeah, so he's in prison. I mean, there's no conflict coming in Capoeira, and you need a much bigger room. So a dojo's cheap. You have a cheap dojo to run your classes. You would need a cavernous fire hall for Capoeira. So I just think, or a park, I don't know. But if you have 20 students in a Capoeira class, you need room. So, and there's no conflict. You have the built-in audience from Karate Kid. Those had all the sequels, so I'm saying Karate Kid.
Fair story. Fair choice. What is a better line? I've come to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of gum. Or, I'm not a teacher, and I'm in a real shitty mood.
Oh.
For those who don't know, the second one was from Only the Strong.
Yeah, and it's They Live, because, I mean, listen, I'm not a teacher, and I'm in a real crappy mood. That's so quick to say. It's very easy to say, right? You and I could say that believably. Listen, I'm not a teacher and I'm in a really bad mood, so just let me be. But the other one, like, I'm good at 2 things, chewing bubblegum and what, kicking ass? And I'm all out of bubblegum. Like, that's
It's timeless.
I mean, that's
creative.
Because it's so
random.
It's so long and it's so random, and it really requires an interesting line reading. I mean, that's a tongue twister. So yeah, it's They Live all day.
Okay. Last question. When you were a teacher, did you ever want to have one of those iconic, cheesy teacher moments where you walk into class and say, I want you to turn that music up? Remember when you watched The Firehouse? There was the music, and he's supposed to be the key teacher moment where he's being cool and inspiring. I want you to turn that music up. And they're like, what? You want us to turn it up? You don't want us to turn it off? Did you ever have that urge to say one of those lines?
No, because this is what I'm focused on. And I've never had that urge. I actually joke around. I'm like, I'm not trying to Mr. Holland's Opus, y'all. I just try to be that rock that's there. I'm there early in class. I'll stay late for them. I'll answer their emails. If they have questions, I'll be there for them. I'm there every day. Even if they're brats, I still show up. I don't lose my temper. I don't get super friendly with them. Like, hey guys, hey, like, let's hang out. Let's go to the beach. I don't do that. I just like to be in this consistent rock for them, because I've seen so many other teachers who just show up and leave. Or there's teachers that are so like best friends with their students that when they punish them, it goes horribly wrong. Because if you're buddies with your students and you try to punish them, it goes horribly awry. So these students don't need a friend. They don't need somebody cool. They just need a real consistent presence in their life. I remember one time I stepped into a real rough situation. A teacher, it was like, I don't know if you remember, I don't know if I ever told you this, but I ended up teaching an AP class for almost like a full half a year.
Right. I remember that.
Yeah, maybe longer. I don't remember because it was so long ago. But the teacher got fired for woo-wee, and some other crazy things happened in the class. But what I told these kids, I just walked in. They're all seniors. They're all AP kids. I just said, listen, I don't know what happened. I'm not trying to step in and be like, that's what he did. This is what I did. Your world's changed. I'm running this thing. Like, I didn't do that. I just said, listen, we have this time. I don't know how long I'm going to be here. Because they kept telling me, we're going to find a teacher next week. We're going to find a teacher next week. So then I ended up teaching all that time thinking that I was going to be replaced. But I ended up teaching almost half a year, more than half a year, 3/4 of a year. I also taught humanities. I showed a lot of good movies. But it's R-rated ones too. But it's I was allowed. but because they were seniors. But I just said to them, listen, like, I'm just here to get you past your tests. So what we're going to do is we have these practice exams. I'll look through these books that you have. I found some really cool short stories that I like because I'm a literature major. And what we can do is just work with me. I'll work with you. Let's get these classes done and you'll pass your AP test and you'll have a college credit. Like, let's not waste time. Like, let's just do it. So it's very matter of fact. I was always there. I was like kind of not grumpy, but I was just real. I never buddied up with any of the students. Like when classes were over, I always stood at the door.
They just wanted consistency. Yeah. They just wanted some sense of normalcy.
You know, I gotta tell you what's cool though is like none of them, like they all liked me. Oh man, I was with a buddy and some of my students saw me at a movie theater and I just played basketball with DJ and I was wearing basketball gear and they all saw me in basketball gear and I was so embarrassed. And then they're like, hey, Mr. Hoffmeyer, how are you? I'm like, good. They're like, who are you? And DJ's like, I'm his drug dealer. And I'm like, oh, I was like, oh man, I was so embarrassed. And like one of my students was like, hey, I got into North Carolina. I got a soccer scholarship. She got a soccer scholarship to North Carolina, like the best soccer program in the planet.
Oh, good for her.
And I was so embarrassed that instead of me going like, heck yeah, I was like, oh, that's amazing. That's cool. But I was so embarrassed by the drug thing. I'm like, congrats. Like I just threw me off my game. But I saw one of the students, all of them passed their test. But I saw him years later at Florida State. And the kid's like, yeah, man, like all the students passed your class and we really appreciated what you did. Like we got like, thank you. Like, that was all I needed, but I never had that moment. So that was a long story, but that was just a long, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but that's my teaching style. Very matter of fact. Like I'm not trying to change the world.
No, it's interesting because so many of these different teachers have a thing. Like the Capoeira in Dangerous Minds, she was teaching them karate.
Yeah.
All the movies, they have a thing where they feel like they need to do something or manufacture them to get through to the kids. But really, you just got to be a normal person
exactly.
who shows up every day.
Not high-fiving people, not being best friends, not being a pushover. You just got to create. I don't know what was speaking to me at the time, but that first speech I made to the kids, they all kind of went, yeah, fine. It's cool. And it was a pretty smooth semester. So.
You set the right tone.
But I gotta say, the teachers in this school are very dressed up. I've been in many teachers' rooms where they just look tired, and there's always polos that look like they haven't been washed in a few days, or they just got pulled out of a hamper. But in this movie, everyone's wearing shirt and ties and green skirts and like short skirts. This is a very well-dressed staff in this school.
Well, one of the reasons I love Stand and Deliver, by the way, it was nominated for Academy Award in, I think, 1988. Edward James Olmos, like, he had a comb over the movie. Like, he cut his hair, so it looked like he had a comb over, and the pocket protector, and he dressed like the teacher. I think that was one of the greatest movies, so I highly recommend for those of you who have not seen Stand and Deliver to check it out.
You don't need a leather jacket in karate to get to students.
No, like Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah. Just show up every day and be a rock.
You know, she was really earnest in that movie, too. The students really went for it as well.
Yeah, I mean, the Coolio song, that movie was everywhere. I watched that movie and I loved it. I love that movie.
So much hype around it. I remember the commercials about her looking all tough. The Gangster's Paradise song.
The locker room fight.
Yeah, the students were really memorable in that one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they really went for it. I think being earnest makes up for bad writing.
Took them for that steak dinner and it was kind of awkward. They didn't know what to wear. Like, there was good.
Well, the guy borrowed money from a drug dealer to buy a leather jacket so he could go out to dinner with Michelle Pfeiffer, and then she ended up paying for it for him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, little things like that were pretty cool.
Yeah.
So this movie was made in 1993. So I thought we could do a 1993 draft.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's finish it up with the 1993 draft. I like that. But, okay, so are we doing the big movies in 93, or are you thinking like the lesser-known movies?
Let's do forgotten
All right,
movies.
so forgotten 1993 movies? Can we do forgotten in air quotes? Like, yeah. Okay, so, well
I think like Jurassic Park came out in 93 and Schindler's List. I don't want to have like Philadelphia or Schindler's List in this list. It's
what
just
about
too...
Son-in-Law? Is that a forgotten movie?
I think so.
Okay. I think
so. As long as it's not a big blockbuster, I'm good.
Oh, well, since you brought it up, man, I'll let you pick first.
Can I go to Loaded Weapon?
Yeah, sure.
All right, we'll go Loaded Weapon 1.
He uses toilet prepper rolls as binoculars. Remember that? And he has the gigantic trailer.
I think in a lot of ways, these parody movies are forgotten movies of the 90s. I mean, I think they were really art. The Naked Gun, Hot Shots, Loaded Weapon, that kind of comedy was very new for the time and cutting edge. So I always it agrees with me, and I think it holds up well.
Oh, that's a good pick. Okay, so I'm going deep. I'm trying to go for some funky. Oh man, Cool Runnings is not forgotten. That's like one of my favorite movies. That's such a good movie. Okay, well, no one.
Swing Kids was 93.
Oh man,
that's another Jonathan. That was another Christian Bale dance movie. That and Newsboys. That guy did a lot of dancing in the 90s.
There's a lot of movies that are pretty good this year. Okay, so can I just do Only the Strong?
Yeah.
Okay. Am I cheating?
No.
No one remembers that movie. All right, Only the Strong.
I'm gonna do Fire in the Sky because it creeped me so much.
Oh, yeah, nobody talks about that movie anymore.
I mean, I remember watching that, and that freaked me out.
I didn't sleep.
Yeah, it definitely kept me up a couple nights.
That was rough. Thanks for reminding me. It's gonna be tough to sleep tonight, man. You know what? I'm gonna say Ernest Rides Again. Because I don't know if you remember this, but it was supposed to come out in theaters, and there's an ad in our paper. I remember to this day, there was an ad in the paper that said Ernest coming out this weekend. But then it got pulled from most theaters, and it didn't come to our theater after it said it was coming to our theater.
Oh, no.
I was heartbroken. So I'm going to say that.
Was that before Scared Stupid or after?
So it was after, because Scared Stupid wrecked the Disney deal because it was so scary, and the director fought, and it didn't make much money because it just destroyed kids' lives. So that's why it didn't have that.
On a happier note, I'm going to pick Homeward Bound because my kids watched it recently and they liked it.
That's a good movie, right?
It held up. It really held up. The old dog didn't die at the end. Everyone was happy. They all made the journey. The little cat was funny.
Oh, you know what I'm doing? The Crush. Because I rented that movie with Carrie Ells.
Which one was The Crush?
Alicia Silverstone and Carrie Ells, and she stalks him. Remember, I rented that, and I was like, I'm going to rent this movie with Alicia Silverstone from...
Which was the movie with Mark Wahlberg?
Fear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
was that Alicia, or who was that?
That was Reese Witherspoon.
Was it Reese? Okay.
Yeah. And then there was another stalker teenager one, too, but I got to go with the Alicia Silverstone, Carrie Ells, because like, why is this guy...
Well, that was the one with Jeff Goldblum, I think, right?
Wait,
where he kind of... Oh, that's when he kind of died, and they brought him back, and he was kind of crazy. That was Alicia Silverstone.
Which one's this?
The Jeff Goldblum one, where he passed over to the other side, and they brought him back, but he was kind of insane.
I've never even heard of this.
Oh, okay.
Are you making this up?
Oh, no, I'm not.
That's
I'll
funny.
come back to that.
No, I love it. All right, what do you got?
This is a great year for movies.
Yeah, random ones for sure.
Can I continue with creepy? I know it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
But Fire in the Sky and Homeward Bound, but The Crying Game.
Oh yeah. No one, that was a huge hit, but no one really talks about that. Yeah.
I mean,
that was Oscar nominated.
It's forgotten.
Yeah, no one talks about it anymore.
What was that song that they sang on that? He knows all he needs to know about The Crying Game. what was that? How did it go?
It's another movie we watched way too young.
That was dark. I'm glad we turned out as good as we did, man. So many opportunities for wrong turns.
All right, you know what? I didn't watch this till later, but I'm gonna add this in there because I love the cast and I watched it and I loved it. I'm gonna add Posse because you have Mario Van Peebles, Stephen Baldwin, Billy Zane, Tone Loc, Melvin Van Peebles, Tiny Lister, Reginald Vell Johnson, Blair Underwood, Isaac Hayes. I mean, you just had the craziest cast. Faison Love. So I'm taking Posse. I'm doing that.
So my head is taking Poetic Justice.
Oh.
But my heart is taking So I Married an Axe Murderer.
Yeah. Oh man, Poetic Justice is a good one. So I Married an Axe Murderer.
I'm gonna go with my heart. So I Married an Axe Murderer. I don't know if is it forgotten because I think it holds up pretty well. I mean that's a cult classic.
Mindy Kaling was just promoting it.
Was she? All right, I think Poetic Justice. Let's go back to that one.
Because no one really talks about Poetic Justice.
So I Married an Axe Murderer still it still pops up every once in a while.
We covered
The Fugitive. The Fugitive came out in '93. That's where Tommy Lee Jones took a star turn.
It was it destroyed poor the movie we're talking about today. All right, so I got one more pick. I need to go fast here. I was gonna take Son-in-Law. I was gonna do Son-in-Law, but
I know what you're gonna take.
Oh wait, oh man, now you're making it harder on me here. Oh, Surf Ninjas.
Yes, that's what I was gonna pick. I knew you were going there. I knew Tone Loc. I knew it.
I don't know if you remember when I got hit in the face with
Ernie Reyes Jr. I knew you were going there. It's an amazing thing.
Remember when I got hit in the temple with a basketball, and I thought I had concussion like symptoms, and that's the day
You
that we
had
watched.
MRA.
Yeah, because I got destroyed